Hey, what's good, Cowboys Nation? Coming at you live with some absolutely massive breaking news that's got the entire Dallas Cowboys fan base buzzing with excitement. Happy Monday, everybody. And let me tell you, we're diving straight into the fire today because there's something brewing in Big D that could change the game for our beloved Cowboys. We're in that brutal dead zone right now, that stretch between minicamp and training camp where the news cycle slows to a crawl, and it feels like we're all just holding our breath, waiting for something, anything to spark our hope. But for us, die-hard Cowboys fans, this is the time when we roll up our sleeves, dig deep into the roster, and start hunting for those hidden gems who could become the next big thing. And today, folks, I've got a name for you that's starting to make waves. A name that's got me hyped up like I'm already tailgating outside a TNT stadium. We're talking about Donovan Ezeiruaku, our second-round draft pick, and let me tell you, this kid might just be the most intriguing player on the entire Cowboys defense. Not named Micah Parsons, of course. So buckle up, grab your star-emblazoned gear, and let's dive into why Donovan Ezeiruaku is the talk of the town, and why he could be the key to unlocking a truly terrifying Dallas defense. If you're rocking with this content, do me a solid and smash that subscribe button, hit that like, and if you're already part of the Cowboys cartel, welcome back, fam. Let's get into it. Now, let's set the stage here. The Dallas Cowboys have always been about big names, big plays, and big dreams. We're America's team, and with that comes the pressure to deliver every single season. But what gets me fired up right now is the potential we're seeing in this young roster, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. You all know Micah Parsons. He's not just a player. He's a force of nature, a generational talent who's redefined what it means to be a pass rusher in the NFL. Micah's the guy who keeps offensive coordinators up at night, scheming and sweating over how to slow him down. But what if I told you the Cowboys might have found another diamond in the rough? A player who's got the tools, the mindset, and the mentorship to become a game changer in his own right. That's where Donovan Ezeiruaku comes in. And let me tell you, this rookie is already turning heads in ways that have me thinking we might have struck gold in the second round. When the Cowboys drafted Donovan Ezeiruaku, I'll admit I was intrigued but cautious. Second-round picks are exciting, but they don't always pan out. You've got to see the tape, feel the vibe, and get a sense of what they're bringing to the table. The moment I started digging into Donovan's game, though, I knew we were dealing with something special. I said it on draft night, and I'll stand by it. This kid reminds me of Haason Reddick. Now, hold up before you start rolling your eyes. Hear me out. Haason Reddick made a name for himself with his explosive speed, his ability to bend around the edge, and a motor that just doesn't quit. Those are traits that jump off the screen when you watch Donovan play. His burst off the line, his flexibility, his relentless pursuit of the quarterback, it's all there. But here's where things get really interesting. The more I've watched his tape, the more I've seen him move, and the more I've heard about how he's already building a bond with none other than Micah Parsons himself. I'm starting to think the Reddick comparison might actually be selling him short. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm not saying Donovan is Micah Parsons not yet, but there's something about this kid that's got me thinking he could be cut from a similar cloth. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Come on, Rome, pump the brakes. Comparing a rookie who hasn't even played a single NFL snap to Micah Parsons? That's bold. And you're right, it is bold. Micah Parsons isn't just any player. He's arguably the best pass rusher in the league. A guy who's been a Pro Bowler, an All-Pro, and a nightmare for quarterbacks since the moment he stepped onto the field. But let's talk about what makes Donovan Ezeiruaku so special, because this is in Restrial's not just hype, it's real. Donovan's athletic profile is off the charts, and when you stack his numbers up against Micah's, it's almost spooky how close they are. Let's break it down. Donovan's 10-yard split? 1.61 seconds. Micah's? 1.59. 3-cone drill? Both clocked in at 3.94 seconds. Shuttle time? Donovan's actually got the edge at 4.19 compared to Micah's 4.40. Vertical jump? Donovan's at 35. 5 inches, just a hair above Micah's 34. And on the bench press, Donovan put up 22 reps to Micah's 19. These aren't just numbers, folks. They're indicators of elite athleticism, the kind of raw, God-given ability that you can't coach. You can teach technique, you can teach awareness, but that kind of speed, burst, and bend, that's something you're born with, and Donovan's got it in spades. And let's talk about that chemistry for a second, because it's a big deal. Chemistry in the locker room can make or break a team. You can have all the talent in the world, but if your players aren't on the same page, it's not going to work. Donovan's already showing that he's all about the team. He talked about the importance of an egoless locker room, saying, if someone's not giving effort, it doesn't matter who they are, everyone's held to the same standard. That's the kind of mindset that wins championships. Micah Parsons echoed that sentiment, talking about wanting a room with no egos, where everyone's focused on the collective goal. When your most talented players are preaching accountability and teamwork, you know you're building something real. This isn't just about Donovan and Micah as individuals, it's about the culture they're helping to create. A defense full of talent is one thing, but a defense full of talent and trust? That's a whole different beast, and it's the kind of thing that could propel the Cowboys to the top of the league. Now, let's get into the bigger picture, because Donovan Ezeiruaku isn't just a shiny new toy. He's a potential game changer for a defense that's already one of the most feared in the NFL. Imagine this scenario. Micah Parsons, the guy who's been getting double-teamed and chipped by every offense in the league, is drawing all the attention on one side of the line. Meanwhile, on the other side, Donovan Ezeiruaku is flying off the edge with that Reddick-like speed and bend. Oh, and don't forget about the rest of the crew: Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, Dorrance Armstrong, all ready to rotate in and keep the pressure on. This isn't just a defensive line, it's a nightmare factory. Offenses won't know where the rush is coming from. They won't be able to slide protection one way or key on one guy. It's chaos, pure and simple, and chaos is what makes quarterbacks panic and throw picks. That's the kind of unpredictability that turns a good defense into a great one. And with Donovan in the mix, the Cowboys could be looking at a top 3 unit in the NFL. Now, I know some of you are probably saying, Rome, slow down. He's a rookie. Let's not crown him just yet. And I get it, rookies have to prove themselves. But let's talk about what the experts are saying, because this isn't just me hyping up a kid I like. Voch Lombardi, one of the most respected voices in the Cowboys community, said Donovan Ezeiruaku is going to be used all over the line, and in passing situations, he's going to thrive. Brian Broaddus, a former NFL scout, went even further, saying some folks inside the Cowboys organization feel like they stole this guy in the second round. When a scout says something like that, you listen. Donovan's not just a raw athlete, he's got refined technique. His dip, his counter moves, his natural timing, these are things you don't often see in a rookie. At Boston College last year, he racked up 60 pressures. 60. That's not a fluke, folks. That's a guy who knows how to get after quarterbacks, and in the NFL, that's one of the most valuable skills you can have. Speaking of dreams, let's talk about what this could mean for the Cowboys' Super Bowl aspirations. We all know it's been a long drought since the glory days of the 90s, and every year we go into the season with the same hope. This is our year. Well, with a defense like this, that hope feels a little more real. Micah Parsons is already a one-man wrecking crew, but he can't do it alone. Teams have been throwing everything they've got at him, double teams, chips, you name it. But with Donovan Ezeiruaku emerging as a legitimate threat on the other side, those strategies start to fall apart. You can't double-team both guys. You can't chip both edges. And when you've got a rotation as deep as Dallas does, with guys like Fowler and Williams ready to come in fresh, you're looking at a defensive front that can dominate for 4 quarters. That's the kind of defense that can shut down the likes of Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Jalen Hurts in the playoffs. That's the kind of defense that can finally get us over the hump and bring that 6th Lombardi trophy back to Dallas. Now, let's talk about the intangibles, because that's where Donovan really stands out. It's one thing to have the athleticism and the technique, but it's another thing to have the right mindset. Donovan's already showing that he's got the humility and work ethic to match his talent. He's not coming and acting like he's already a star. He's out there learning, building relationships, and embracing the grind. That's the kind of player who thrives in the NFL. You see it all the time, guys with all the talent in the world who flame out because they don't have the mental toughness or the discipline to make it at this level. Donovan's different. He's got that we all eat together mentality that Micah's been preaching, and that's going to make him a fan favorite in no time. Cowboys fans love players who leave it all on the field, and from everything we're hearing, Donovan's that kind of guy. So, Cowboys Nation, what do you think? Are you buying the hype on Donovan Ezeiruaku? Are you as excited as I am about what he could bring to this defense? Or do you think we need to temper our expectations and let him develop? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to hear from you. Training camp is just around the corner, and we're about to find out what this kid's really made of. For now, let's keep dreaming big, because if Donovan hits the way I think he can, we're looking at a defense that could dominate the league for years to come. It's your boy, Mr. Room, signing off. Stay safe, stay locked in, and as always, go Cowboys. The truth is, the Cowboys may have stumbled into something truly special with Donovan Ezeiruaku. Second-round picks don't always come with this kind of upside, and when you combine his raw talent with his humility and hunger, you've got the recipe for a star in the making. He's already doing all the right things, bonding with Micah Parsons, studying the game, embracing the team-first mentality. And when you add in the fact that the Cowboys front office reportedly feels like they got a steal, it's hard not to get excited. This isn't just about one player, it's about what he could mean for the entire defense. With Micah leading the way and Donovan emerging as a legitimate threat, the Cowboys could have one of the most dynamic pass-rushing duos in the NFL. And with a deep rotation and a creative defensive scheme, this unit could be unstoppable. So let's keep our eyes on Donovan Ezeiruaku, because if he lives up to the hype, the Cowboys might just be on their way to something truly special. Go Cowboys!